And welcome back to Satisfactory. We've completed phase 2 and we're getting started in phase 3. Pretty much where I left off last time. You can see the big manta ray Fred kind of wandering through the valley. Started looking at what I wanted to do next. And we are occupying most of the good nodes in the Grass Valley area. But as we start unlocking more things, we're going to need more resources. Grass Fields is not really the best place to put a big base, but it is enough for us to put a little starter base like what we've got here. Or we're building a little bit of everything. So I thought, why not formalize that and have the grass fields be my base that uploads into the depot. Basically, each of the interesting things that I need to have on tap when I'm building things up through Mark III of the belts. Maybe even put some things in case in case it's EIBs that are used for Mark IV. I don't really know what's used for Mark IV yet because I haven't unlocked it. I think it's EIBs. So we're going to redesign a kind of a long-term unattended base to run here. I have been working on the plan, and while I was working it out with a whole bunch of Python code and org files and all of that, we got a lot more coupons printed, and I went to the awesome shop and got some things pulled out. So for example, I'm looking at what does it look like if I use concrete for the bases of my core. It's not bad. I actually kind of like the concrete itself, especially for building on, because you've got a nice explicit here's the center, and some lines going out from it that make it very easy to locate what's going on. And just for fiddling around, and I think I was using this for proofreading. To go up to the top of my observation tower. There's my proofreading area where I've got my 4x4. And I thought, well, let's put down concrete. This is actually a blueprint of concrete so that I can put down a blueprint on top of it. It will snap blueprint to blueprint. I'll show you how that works. Blueprints. Say we're putting down my iron wire thingy. So toggle build mode to blueprint mode. You know, so it snaps right to that location. I'm not carrying very much in the way of materials. So, yeah, so we're not going to be able to build much. Most of my materials are now in the depot. And there's a walkable area around it, which is this texture. So I've got a nice contrast between where the blueprint goes and the kind of a walking area around it. I like the idea of using contrasting textures like that. And of course, when we pick up and move, we will end up picking up everything that isn't the starter base, which means MAM, hub, workshop, and all that. I may leave a MAM. You can build more than one MAM, so I may leave some of this here, but I'd really like to basically haul everything with me that's interesting, which means we're going to want to take a truck with us. But that's in the long term. Before we do that, there are some things I want to do. Specifically, the zip line right there. I need a zip line. I'll go with my beady boots. And for the zip line, we're going to need Caterium wire. Well, we're going to want to unlock Caterium electronics too eventually. So we need to get some Caterium wire going. But we can't do that yet because we've already checked. And just a reminder, the close Caterium here It's kind of off in that direction. Yeah, he's under a rock. There's another Caterium way over there. When we leave this location, I will probably go to that far Caterium that's a kilometer that way. It's out on an island somewhere. I may go out there, drop a Mark II miner on it and a whole bunch of stuff, and basically automate getting Caterium ingots. Each ingot makes a lot of wire, so it's more efficient to move ingots around on belts than wire, or than quick wire. Also, I only have one thing I can build with Quickwire right now, and that's interior lights. And I almost prefer just to put up a sign and set its background color, and that gets it nice and bright. So we have nothing to do with Quickwire except, unlocking the stuff in here. We want to unlock that right there, maybe more stuff. We'll need Quickwire later on, but for this base, we don't need to have Quickwire going, but I do want to get Quickwire, so we'll do Quickwire. We'll need to have explosives. Explosives means we need to find somewhere with sulfur, because black powder, we need to have black powder to start unlocking stuff. So we'll find a sulfur node up near coal. We found a sulfur node up by our coal that we're using for steel. We want to get explosives out of this, so then we'll have to go down here and unlock Nobilis detonators, which allows us to build explosives. So we go build something to get the black powder. We unlock the Nobilisks. We build some Nobilisks. We blow apart that rock. We drop some Caterium in place and unlock it. They were doing this a long way around. I really need Nobilisks. So I wanted to search for Caterium. So there's where our sulfur is. There's Caterium 1, there's Caterium 2. Caterium 1 is under a rock. When it goes away, I will put a map marker. Are called Caterium 1 and guess we put a okay. There's a good icon for a monk. Guess that one. Select icon. Color needs to be for Caterium. Let's make it yellow. Other Cateriums up here. Like the same color, roughly. What sets do we have? I want to use those. Close enough. So, look at these. Caterium 2 is actually not that much farther away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the whole explosive thing. I've decided that I'm not going to do this. It would just be... I started laying out all the steps involved there. That's just crazy. So let's just go build some Caterium at Caterium 2. I'll need to take power lines with me. And then we will wait at Caterium 2 until we have wire, and we'll come back. Do stuff. So Caterium 2 is off to the west. And we are going to grab one of my power guys. Suppose I could go grab him. So I could do this two ways. I can either, gotta grab him. I could freeform them, or I could go the Skyway. If I do the Skyway, I'll just be running across the top of the world and not really exploring, so we're not going to do that. I haven't been recording any of my explorations, so as long as I do need to record going out there, I'm just going to do this as a run there, and we're just going to do it kind of style. Stretch this out as far as it goes, just like when we ran the smaller ones, but they're bigger. So that's too far. The ladder pointing roughly at where we're coming from. Go there. So let's take Caterium 2 here. I am going to marker distance on the medium, highlighting the marker. That's where we're going. Just gotta try to not be distracted by too many things on the way there. I put that down there. I heard something. Ah, yes. Always worthwhile to stop and harvest a slug. Let's see. I'm going to head up here. I have already been over this area a bunch of times. This is about ours. On the map, it looks like you can get around here. This really is sheer cliffs. You can come back this way if you build a bridge, but I much prefer to come around. Just think, if we already had unlocked that stuff, we could be placing these out in front of us and then using our fancies to get them. So we're headed that way. So to get from here to there, I'm going to need to build a bit of a bridge. And we're going to need to have a platform anyway. So I can just grab you. Try me. Loop mode. My bridge. And we'll need to be able to get back up. So here, I'm going to be putting a Mark II miner and basing it north. Let's base it north. Then we'll take it out there and we'll have some production for Caterium. I didn't bring anything along with me to make the dimensional depots. I would have to head back to base. Well, let's not put a depot on this one then. Oh, we need to pick this up. Pick up miner, pick up miner, pick up miner. Two miner on the foundation. Need to move these off a bit. So you are going to be producing 240 Caterium ore per minute. It's going to come down about right here. So 240 Caterium. That's a lot. Wow. You didn't have to overclock. That is a ton of it. Smelting. I may want to take my smelters off this edge. Caterium, we do 45 per minute. Means 240 divided by 45. We need 6 smelters. And we need to do a splitter and a splitter, and I don't know how much space I'm going to need there. We need to split to 2, and then a split of each one of those into. I want to just leave these where they are. I can just kind of be relaxed about my expansion. Say, put it away and put it dead center middle here. Right. And I want to just pack my smelters right here. So, how close do I put these guys? Extra gap there. Because I'm not putting this underground this time. I'm just laying it all out in the old style. Ooh. Up there. There. that's better. Not even using the straight mode on the belts yet. There we go. And I put in too many smelters. And goes straight mode. That's the only way to get that nice right angle that I love. These guys need to be programmed and powered. Oh. Again, I am going to be a little scummy here. Not follow my normal rules. There. Gather guys up. You just gonna. This is not a pretty factory. So these could be underclocked. You could set them to 40 out of 45. Power is doing okay. This means we're taking 15 by 6 is 45. We're getting at 90 per minute Deuterium ingots. If I want to bring my constructors in inside them, which I think I want to do. He's on that line, and that looks right. This is going to be making Quickwire, and holy Toledo. I have 90 ingots per minute coming in. I've got 12 per minute in here, so 90 of 12. We're going to need 8 of these guys. Manifold? Manifold. Start it here. There, we're going to go 10. It's constructor on the first one. Right. Oh, and I think these are reversed. Let's try that again. To right. He's going to start here. Actually, I may not do a manifold. I may just gather my outputs and merge them, and then use splitters to split down to 8. If I did that, what would it look like? Oh, let's see. We need a splitter here. I think it's that first. All right. Yeah. So we do them up in pairs. First partial clipping. This one will go here. I want to bring it back to where this guy is going to be correct. So we'll have them like that. Right. Okay, I need to put all these together and half go to each one of these. It's kind of on this line. Now I could do a fair merge of these guys. Same way I did their inputs, really. These only need Arc 1 belts, really. Oops, if I use a merger instead of a splitter. I'm going to be surprised if it works out that all of these are as close as they can be. Probably have one of them that's I will probably need a gap. That's what I mean. So these two merge together and get split. Those. But why are we merging and splitting like that? Don't really need to. Could. That. That looks like an even split. And now we need to bring all 8 of these together. These are going to each produce 60. That's got 120. That's 240. Oh my God, this is a huge amount of Quickwire. Well, industrial container. Because let me show you. Industrial containers, industrial storage. It's 2 inputs. Can get out here kind of in the middle. Make it stand kind of away from everything, so it's really clear this is a real special container. I'm going to do the whole special merging again. So the guideline we're seeing coming from that direction is lining up this merger with the other one. Totally unimportant. So these two are going to merge together, go in the bottom, and those two merge together and go in the top. Easy way to do this is to put it out that. I'm just going to do that. You go around that. I am lucky I have enough. Goodness, it could do all that in one belt. These guys. Program. So I'm going to have power hooked. So each one of these needs now to have full power. I'm going to do that the normal way I do it because I don't really save a lot doing it the cheap and easy way. I am going to bring him down there, which means I want an extra pole here. Eat all that. You're just going to come directly from there. So squeezing these poles in used to be a lot harder than it. There's just one little space in there. I put these down. And splitters, just by coincidence, are not in the way. Go here. Okay, so we're doing 480 Quickwire per minute out of that one thing. I had no idea this was going to be so big. I thought it was going to be like, 2 or 3 smelters and maybe 4. So 8 of those was like, wow, man, look at that quantity coming in. These belts are going to be running at 240 out of their 270 capacity. And I needed 200 Quickwire for all of the research I wanted to do. Look how fast that is. I'm going to take the Caterium ore that I picked up, and I'm just going to dump it in the awesome sink when we get back. Let's just grab a full stack of Quickwire. I can change that guy so he's no longer doing anything. stop highlight. Okay, so I now have a stack of Quickwire, which is what I needed. Do I have a MAM up here? Let's drop a MAM up here and hit it. Unlock. We need to unlock. Arium, zip line, cable. I think I can ask for cable. Yes, how about? So what I did was I shift clicked on the thing. I remember seeing somebody talking about that. So you go to hit the tab to bring this up, highlight it, and you just shift click. It gives you a stack. And we are currently able to store 2 stacks of stuff. Now to send it back, I need to do some research.
Zipline unlocked. When equipped, the zipline facilitates travel along power lines, regardless of whether the line is powered. Note: based on previous Pioneer events, Fixit recommends not using ziplines during thunderstorms and typhoons, or while drinking coffee.
But he does, knows that. And then I can make a zip line. Just happen to have a slot in it. Question is, how do I get up there and zip line? Okay, you hold on to you have to hold the button. Oh, cool. So when you release it, it flings you a little bit. Use that to grab the new one. I just got an achievement, but I don't know if I dare look. Been playing for 6 hours now. It includes a bunch of plan time. It looks like it's fairly accepting of how far you can be. It doesn't feel like we're moving very fast. Now, what if I don't release it as I come past here? Oh, we just keep going. Okay. But the only downside is I have to hold down the button while I'm traveling. Oh, that's not really a very big downside now, is it? If the power goes off the one direction, or if I see something, yeah, it's a good thing I decided to just use the towers that have the platform up there. That means I can always climb up and grab it. Oh, whenever I see these stacks of junk I've left in the world, I can just pick those up. That stuff can always go in the awesome sink. I've had to leave a number of little piles like that around as I was picking things. Oh. So we now have our thingamabobby that makes us go places faster. Good thing I wanted to unlock was here. Carium Electronics is now unlocked.
New Caterium research options available. Congratulations on finding this metal. Many Fix-It initiatives will benefit from Caterium's applicability in advanced engineering. Also, it is probably not sentient, and so unlikely to feel pain as we exploit it.
Okay, AI limiters, which are needed to make smart splitters.
Research completed. AI limiter recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
So if I make some AI limiters, I'll be able to unlock smart splitters, which I will be using to do overflow stuff. Let's see here. 3 of them. Oh, this requires a lot more Quickwire. Well, let's go get a bunch of Quickwire. I mean, shoot, we just made a bunch of it. Did I carry with me stuff now? If I put Quickwire in the depot, then we'll be able to use it. Well, let's go get some stuff. See, I need to get on fast transit thingy. I guess I can. So we need to head west. I think these wires west don't go where we want to go. We have to go south and around to build some new wires. Yeah, those kind of dogleg. I'm going to build another wire out this way. So that power connection heads off to the right. I'm going to build another one heading further to the west. Let's see. There's a power connection. Other towers. As I can. I am not close enough to be able to grip on it. Here's that power. I can just. Oh, okay. One. Now let's connect it. There. Need to remember these can only have 3 connections. Start cross-connecting them means I won't be able to build anything underneath them. Power. Oh, wait a minute. I can always draw power from the bottom. Never mind. So you want to head off to the right. Okay, so it doesn't automatically send you one way or the other if it's got 3 connections. And you need to be unambiguous about where you're going. There we go. Darn it. Okay, if the angle is too big, it's really what it's doing is it knocks you off when you get to the insulator, and then it tries to re-grab. If you're lined up properly, it'll take all. Get the hang of the mechanics of this. Times I miss. Oh well. So I wanted to go the other way. Oh well. Scenic route. Jump to that line over there. Did I make a turn like this? Well, maybe it can be done. We're headed that. There's my continuation log. And I missed it. Oh well. So that's going to take some practice. But even not being really good at it, it still saved me a bunch of time. So we have a whole bunch of Quickwire on us now. Let's see. I want to unlock the better poles. We don't have plastic yet.
Power pole Mark II unlocked. This provides additional power connections compared to the Power pole Mark I.
So the priority power switches are the ones that I really want. But we can't get them yet. And the power switch we can do if we make some AI limiters. 50 of them. That'll take a minute. So I did the planning for the new base to go into this area without assuming priority splitters. So we'll see if I'm going to use them or not. Depends on what they actually cost to make. AI limiters are a little expensive. On the other hand, we have a lot of Quickwire coming in. It does take 20 per, which means we're uploading 30 Quickwire per minute into the depot. It still means that we're limited as to how fast we can make it. On the other hand, a full stack of Quickwire is 500. That's going to be 25. Yeah. I have gone over how many I needed, so I've got some extras here. Deuterium. You're unlocking power switches. Oh, I need to get some iron beams. Steel beams, that is. Lock that. So we'll be able to do power switches. Can't do the priority switch. These are really nice, but I can't do them
Power
yet.
switch unlocked. Fixit is proud to announce that the power switch facilitates power grid management through the application of the very latest advances in on-off switch technology. Fixit. It's fun to have power.
Okay, and we can research these smart splitters.
Smart Splitter unlocked. The Smart Splitter offers advanced settings that can improve conveyor belt logistics.
So smart splitters require AI limiters. I think what I will do is when I need to make some AI limiters, I'll just go out to Caterium 2 and sit there and make them at a workbench. I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back with whatever it is we're doing next. And we are back. So I have to admit, my original plan for this recording session was going to be doing the whole go up to sulfur and make the explosives and get that all unlocked and make some nobelisks and then build at the closer Caterium node and all of that. I think the close Caterium node was a normal node instead of the pure node that I ended up with. And because of that, we're now swinging into the next stage of this, which is much longer. Let me bring up my document here. Phase 3 grass fields. Let's see, turn on here. So this one document has checklists in it for 4 separate bases. And right now, everything you see here, everything is potentially on the docket for being put on the chopping block and gotten rid of. Because I have planned out exactly what I want this whole green field area, what I want it to be producing. So let's start with the first thing. At least I'm calling base 1A. I want to mine the stone and make concrete. We're going to start out simple here. And then base 1B, the 1A is down below where I started. It's that one little stone node, real simple. In fact, we may already have this in place. Base 1B, we go back to where we used to mine copper initially. And this is a much larger build than we started off with. We're going to end up with 4 smelters and 4 constructors making sheets and 4 constructors making wire and 1 constructor making cable, and they all are going to route it to the depot. Okay, we're getting a little bit more complex. Still simple enough. Then the upper, what I called upper and lower steel, I'm calling that upper base now. We're actually going to reduce the amount of resources we are acquiring up there. So the only thing I need from steel is steel beams. Okay? I will be making pipes out of iron. I have plenty of iron to do that with. We're going to have one big massive build that does some things including some stuff that would normally be copper and steel, but it's all out of iron now. Here we go. With the upper base, we're going to bring in some concrete, and we're going to use the concrete to make molded beams. Uh-oh. And I think I didn't include encased industrial beams in this build. Nope, there they are. Okay, so the steel area needs steel beams. And I don't have any recipes for building steel beams that don't require coal. Now we're going to take a look at the old elevator valley. I will be tearing down the elevator, and it will be rebuilt wherever we end up settling at a new place, where we'll put the elevator and the hub and everything else. Stone, concrete, iron. We're going to make some iron ingots. We'll use iron wire to make the wire, so we don't need to bring copper in. This is all going to occur down there. Let's put that on screen while I'm talking about it. So I could run copper down, make copper wire. We actually have copper here, but I thought let's do it all in one place. I will need, however, to bring down some extra iron. You see, I need the equivalent of 4 Mark II miners on normal nodes. I need to double check, because if these aren't normal nodes, I'm in trouble. So yes, we have 3 normal nodes down here, and we're going to need to grab the other from up there. I think those are both impure. We have 2 of them, so they will work together. I would just need to put some miners on those and run the ore down. So we require a lot for this. So back to the build. So wire, iron pipe. So instead of making pipe at the steel foundry and belting it all the way across, I'm just going to make it right here out of iron. This actually uses more iron, uses a huge amount of iron actually, but we have enough here to do this, so I'm good. Rods and some plates, and then I'm making 1 assembler each of encased industrial pipe, which is a steel pipe, 1 assembler of steeled frame, 1 assembler of stitched iron plate, and 1 assembler of steel rotor. And these are fairly low quantity on these 4 things. But we are just doing this to have some in the depot, so I can use them, and it will continue to fill it back up slowly. And once I get this rolling, in the time it takes for us to move wherever we're moving, I will end up with 2 full stacks of each one of those in the depot ready to go. And then I just need to do a little building and then stop between builds long enough for them to refill, and we're good. But that's the whole checklist. Each place I have upload, that means I'm taking the output of the factory and I'm sending it to a depot. Before the depot, it's going to pass through a container, so that we will continue producing into the container when the depot is full, which will allow us to keep the depot running. That's actually important for these guys. So like encased industrial beams, we're only going to be doing 4 per minute. But if I use a bunch of them, we'll still be able to refill the depot at 30 per minute from the box. Each one of these, there'll be a box. Well, if the box fills up, we're going to sink it. So I'm going to turn around, and before the box, we're going to have a splitter which sends stuff to the sink. And that splitter needs to be a smart splitter. How many of these do we have? We have 12. So I will have 12 things being put in the depot, because I need 12 smart splitters. I am going to go get those set up. Before we do anything else, we need to head west, hopefully on a fast line. Hold on. I'm wondering if I may have mats to do of them. If not, well, let's see here. Which power polar? No. I need to add these to my recipes at some point. Probably forget. It's new. You can see all the nifty stuff that I unlocked. We want to do a crafting bench. And AI limiters. Oh! I could just make them. That's right. When I went to get the Quickwire, I got so much Quickwire, we're good. I think it's one limiter per. So organization, logistics. The smart splitters require one AI limiter. So we now have enough AI limiters to build the smart splitters for our whole area here. Right, so we don't actually need to go on. Come on. And I can leave my excess Quickwire in there. Anything else I'm carrying more of than I strictly need to carry more of? Well, I don't need to carry the slugs. Notice I'm not immediately turning all of my slugs into power shards. I've heard that there's a way of doubling production for a given input, and the slugs are a limited resource. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until I find out about that and see if it works for slugs into power shards. If so, that will double the number of power shards I can get out of those slugs. Ditto with making alien protein out of the alien bits and making research things out of the alien protein. We can double those up. Then that's great because the alien bits are, well, they're not limited, but I do have to go out and swing my weapon for all of them. Caterium ore I do not need to carry. You're just gonna go. Actually, Caterium wire. I don't need to put all of that wire in there. Let's put in, say, 2 spools of wire. 1 spool on me, and the rest of it's gonna go in the recycle bin. I suspect that the Caterium wire is fairly valuable in terms of points. Hey, we already have 3 more coupons. So once this is done, whatever I do at the new base, it'll be just like starting from scratch, except I will have all this stuff in the depot that I can call on as I build things. So we'll be starting at the beginning of phase 3 with a bunch of parts ready to go, and it will automatically refill. Gives us a really big leg. So what's the first thing that I want to work on here? Well, let's check the stone at base 1A. My editor back in this little corner there. There we go. Here's 1A. All of that, well, I'm not going to tear stuff down until I need to either put something where it's sitting or use its inputs for something else. There's 1A. Now, my plan for 1A is a Mark II miner on the normal node, feeding stone in to 3 constructors making concrete, which is going in here, and the overflow being sent out there. So I almost have it. Difference is I just want to put a smart splitter in here. The smart splitter needs to split out there, and aside from that, we are done. There's the smart splitter. So, currently it's sending everything to the center output. What I want is for the center output to be overflow, and the left output to be any. Okay, so you're building up any full. And there's the overflow. Perfect. And these guys have been underclocked. Appropriate level. That one is done. The other thing I was looking at was if I'm going to make this a long-term factory, maybe I want to button this logic up down below, work out a standard blueprint for doing the priority split below the deck. So all this is nice. I'll work on that when I build something new. He's done. He's done. He's done. So all of our checklist items now include upload with overflow to sync. Actually, it's not just overflow to sync. It's with local reserve box, then next one is copper at base B. This is new build. Notice I'm not using my checklist for any of this because I believe I have everything in the cloud I need except for portable miners. I've got one portable miner on me, so I'm going to need a second one. Let's take a 1 Mark II miner building mine copper. So yes, I have everything except I need another miner. So drop down a equipment workshop here somewhere handy. The next question is, as I'm putting these down, do I want to have foundations under the miners or not? I'm thinking maybe I want to relax on that. And just put the miners down because they're not centered on the grid. Just kind of put them down wherever they are. We will use the straight belt mechanism to get it to wherever we need it to go. So for instance, load straight, this will actually bring us out and up on a nice right angle to wherever we want to be up here. This belt is too long. I don't think there's going to be a lot of repetition here. I could use the blueprint machine to get this right. 4 smelters, 4 copper sheet, 4 wire, 1 constructor making key. If we are going to be leaving this behind us, I'm getting to come to the conclusion that I don't really cool. So if I were to place down, say, concrete slab, yep, there is the size of our line: north, south, east, west. Arrow is pointing the direction of where the ore is coming in. What I'm going to do is have the major building be over here. Okay, so here's the footprint of where I'm going to put this copper. Station 4 meters. I'm going to use grip metal. Seen this in my other base. It's a place to walk around the outside. And this will be the level where my inputs come in and my outputs go out. And then we'll build up from here. Yes, I am going to need to do blueprinting. That's where the building is going to go, or blueprint machine. Oh, can I attach the blueprint machine? Ooh. Blueprint designer. So the arrow was that way, so the blueprint designer goes in that orientation. It's going to line it up, so each floor I design, the previous floors will be present. There we go. So like I said, this floor is going to be where I put my outputs. Copper outputs, we have 3 boxes with quantum thingy on top. And we have a sink. Well, actually, before we do that, quantum depots I want to put in place. Ladder. Hey, put a ladder on this one. So to make the quantum depots, you need a rare resource. And best way I can think of to get that rare resource right now is to take down the quantum depots for the things that I'm about to put up. Which means I need to carry enough of the copper stuff on me. I don't know what's going to happen when I take down the depot. If I delete the depot, does it delete the stuff that's in the cloud? It's only one stack. Let's try it with the copper sheets first. That's my least important one. We have copper sheets like that, and I have plenty of inventory space in case it dumps it all in on me. So the copper sheets are still in the cloud, even though I've removed the depot that was feeding them. That's good. Do that. As long as I get these three things built and put in place, we'll be fine. I'm gonna grab a few more stacks of each one. Now I have selected to build things out of my local inventory before taking from the depot. So we have ore is going to come in the back. We have stuff coming in here. I don't know where on the building it's going to be, but I do know that I need to have it tall enough. The alternative is I can sink the awesome sink. I can drop the awesome sink down by 4 meters. That kind of puts it below the level of everything. Well, shoot. What if that slab isn't a slab? What if that is a false floor? Blueprints. 5-4 with subfloor. Oh, that doesn't clip to anything. There it is. So we can run belts underneath this. And that means that, for instance, I could put my awesome sink on there. Also means that I don't want to have... Oh, that was misaligned. Try this again. Try it again or do it, man. I like the idea of having the full blueprint up top. You know what? I may have screwed myself here. I don't even know if this is on my world grid, given that I just placed a blueprint down willy-nilly. Try this again. Make a blueprint of what I want to have. Yeah, builder, current designer. For now. So the first layer I want to put down is just going to be real simple. We are going to be doing a concrete foundation by one. There. And there's what I want right there. Edit. Move you. Need a place to stay. Need to align myself on the world grid. In the middle somewhere. So what happens if I try to put this on top of there? I can do it, but it's hard to see where we are. And I want to put the base down low. So I really want to make this shorter. Let's see. Vertical. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. Uh-oh. That's great. I'm not going to be able to dismantle the stuff that I just put down there. Well, at least it snaps it to the right grid. I want to do is lay out a 6x6 set of thin foundations that are above the ground. Okay, so that clips into the rock, but it's a border cell. Now, I'm going to put this guy down. That. Guys can go. But I can't middle click to pick up the entire foundation. Going to. Foundation. That. Okay. Question is, can I put a foundation one level lower than that guy? Bingo. So there's my absolute base, and that wouldn't shouldn't be entirely above the ground anymore. So it'll be above the ground on the corner there because that's low. And now we're going to build on top of this. So this would be the bottom of a thick sandwich. And I emphasize that by I have on 4. Oh, it isn't messed up. I'm going to switch to strip metal. So this is the lowest possible level, which means this is where our actual awesome sink needs to live. And he will have to take his input from the 3 splitters that we're going to put in later. The other alternative is that the awesome sink can live outside the footprint. That might actually be a better idea. So all we need to have down here is enough space for the stuff to come down, in, belt it around, pop out into the various boxes and quantum guys, and then an exit somewhere for the awesome sink. Eve. That level that I'm drawing in right now is the bottom level of the thin. Yeah, we don't want to actually. That would be the bottom of the thin sandwich layer. So that will get drawn in, and our sink will have to live on somewhere outside there. I think I'm going to wait on putting the sink in. They're ready to go. Their blueprint is. So now I want to design the bottom lid, which is going to have. Do I want to do that? Or I want to go directly to designing the first layer of production. I'm going to come in there. So this guy will have to handle the input ore coming in from the side and then being dispatched on the appropriate vertical. I've been stitching on the outside. If I can make it work, I would much prefer to have the belts go vertically inside the border. Used to be I ran these as 4x4 buildings where the 4x4 footprint was the right size. We'd come in, squirrel around, it will go up wherever. What we're going to design here is the smelter level. Load up. We have a smelter level. Iron ingots, concrete, steel. This one look like. Goodness, that's 4 smelters. And what we need right now is 4 smelters. And it's all set up and buttoned up, and I think the power is run to all 4 corners properly. I don't remember there being any problem with this. Oh, there was a weirdness because I needed iron to be split with 1/4 over there, so I do need to edit this a bit. Just the output section. Except what I just edited was the end. Oops, didn't. Yeah, let's reload it. Right, here's the output, here's the input. So, let's see here. Coming in, 2 lines in, get split. We only have 1 line in. And I'm going to bring it in. So this is going to be a new. Start with the old one and just modify it. There's our input. You need to get split 4 ways. Change how I do the split. We've got 120 ore coming in, so they'll be coming in on a Mark II belt. Be split down and split down. These guys only really need. Splitter goes halfway in between. I am standing. two need to be splitter that comes in from here. Slide. Then there needs to be a Mark 1 belt. Needs to be a Mark 2 belt. Okay, Mark 2 belt coming in. Gets to here, gets split. 1 belts, Mark 1 lifts. And I am supremely confident in this one. Yeah. Less confident in my ability to that. Now, currently, all of my blueprints just use the stock fix-it stuff. However, I can change the material. For example, I could use concrete for all of these. I could use asphalt. Yeah, let's use asphalt. So asphalt is the one that is the least busy. We end up with just thin lines. Climb out the window. Climbed out the Come on. Ouch. Jumping. And the outputs need to merge all 4 outputs together instead of this maze of amazing stuff. Just that. All 4 of the outputs get merged together. Now looking at our checklist here, a bit over half of it goes to copper sheets, but under half of it goes to wire. So we do need to merge all 4 together and then split it 2 ways, and we'll let it split half and half, and it will rejigger. When one of them fills up. Still have 2 outputs. Merger. Need to merge together. Split. It's on slide. Rates are smelting copper this time. Don't really need to check the rates. I know that the copper is 30 per minute. So 30, 30, 60, Mark 1 belt, 60, Mark 1 belt, splitter come here. That's going to require 2 belt. And we're going to have Mark II outputs because one of them will require more than 60. Yep. I was going to move this to be somewhere. Yes, I was. The other thing I want to do from now on is set up something so that my next blueprint goes up above properly. I'm going to need a temporary bit in the middle. Need something at the appropriate height. And having a floor that goes away. Yeah. Remember, we are going to be placing on top of this so I want the false floor to be above it, which means I need to have the ceiling that I want at that level. I believe that is all I need. Place it on there. And then I remove those 4. That should be good. This is for thing that I am making. Make sure this is working. We're actually going to want to elevate this now. Copper smelting, and we rotate it in place, and it very nice and firmly centering on there. That's the direction I want it. And if I'm build mode blueprint, it would put the second one at that height. So another floor set up the same way would do that. It means we are getting in the middle here exactly 3 basic walls worth of open space. Not only is that what we want over smelters, it's also what I want below the smelters. So instead of dismantling it and setting up a thingy, now I'm still bringing this in, or inputs are still on the my arrow was supposed to be toward the input. Arrow is not toward the input. Try that again. You need to make sure that upper one is rotated properly. I think the upper one was not rotated. Probably because this may have its arrow some other way. Prints. Smelting was just for sizing. Notice it does show me all the arrows there. We can see that in general, everything is flowing from right to left. Turn it around so it's generally flowing left to right. Above, the arrow place, we can see everything generally left to right. And the one thing I didn't change color schemes on anything. Go back over there. I'm going to repaint stuff. I set the undercarriage to asphalt. Walls. I could do a concrete wall. Let's do a painted concrete wall. First of all, concrete. Oh. And for this, do concrete. Asphalt would look at. Got grip metal. I kind of like the look of the concrete. So that we see the asphalt. So we got concrete walls and asphalt top and bottom. And I'm maintaining the fix-it colors for now. Let's see, apply buildings by default. So space elevator and project assembly by default. Foundations, concrete structures. Okay. We have a whole bunch of stock swatches here. I'll leave these alone. Eventually, I may change some of the defaults so the entire factory gets updated at once. So there's my copper, color correct. Blueprint. Yes, it did put copper smelting in the again. Sometimes it happens. Floors, this goes. Oh, it's the wrong place because I didn't put it in the right place. Here, and I place this down twice. So everything moving left, right. To right. So we got an asphalt top, concrete along the sides. I don't like the fact that it doesn't match up like that. Not sure what to do about it. Something smaller. Painted beam going from bottom to top, maybe. That's Z-fights. That's not good. But maybe I could use one of those beams as a part of the architecture later on, all the way from bottom to top, which would knit up that as well as having some of the exterior structure. It's an idea. I want to delete those until we are ready to put the next piece on. Before I design the next piece, I'm going to actually get this moving stuff. Means I do want my copper coming in here. I was going to bring it down inside, wasn't I? So to bring this down inside, I would need to drop a subfloor in, put a hole through the subfloor, put the lifter inside, and then remove the subfloor, and we would have the collar below the subfloor. That's not something I'm going to be able to blueprint. Okay, we'll keep the verticals outside the 4x4 area. So in this case, we need a Mark II lifter. Come out there. I'm going to use a Mark II belt. This is too long for it. A concrete. Loop that out on the concrete. Needs to be Mark II. Needs to be Mark II. Okay, so now power. So from this guy, is to draw in a small pole, which is going to go to a corner of this, which is then going to go high. So we're going to start from here. That will go up above and then tip down inside to bring the power in. And I need to touch the floor. What I should do is I should bring these up on all four corners as part of the blueprint. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That way, when I delete, I get everything deleted. What I want to do is have the minimum number of things I edit on that once it gets into place. Right. Yes, that's right. So now when I hook this up, put it in place, I attach power on the corner I want to attach it from. Later on, I can remove the power poles to the corners that do not have connections. See, that left that pole there because that's something I added. We want save blueprint again. It did put it in the right place. I want to do a false floor on the first floor. Do that just by leaving my stuff in place. Let's remove some of this. Smelting. 2 instances of it in. So instead of deleting the blueprint from the bottom, oh no. Asphalt Z fights with concrete edge of the wall. Ew. Well, I can't have that. It looks like we have to have a concrete floor. Z fighting. Unless I could figure out a way to raise or lower this by a very small amount. Either way would work. Now, for the inside, there's some Z fighting between... Actually, that isn't Z fighting. Apparently, the asphalt is a little taller. There was Z fighting between the belt and the floor earlier. Isn't now. But raising the floor by just just a centimeter, a millimeter, would do it. I hear that there's a way of doing this. Let me poke at this. And so I took down a walk intersection. Hold on. Let's put it down over here. Put down a catwalk intersection here. That guy down. These are at the same Z level. Okay. But what if I put it down? Underneath of the catwalk. It's like it's exactly the same as it was. Okay, I've heard that there's a way to move the foundations up and down by very small amounts using catwalks, but apparently it is not something that I can figure. Once I get that figured out, though, I will go back and read it. So do I want to do the inside in concrete as well? Just to be consistent. Yeah, why? You're going to do everything in concrete. Get everybody. I got everything. Keep forgetting that I can go in and out of the holes. Well, I can go out the holes. So we're all concrete. Should keep it consistent. Should make it so that if I've got sea fighting like here, it won't be too bad. I'm going to be disappointed if I actually have sea fighting between the two just slightly different shades of concrete. Okay, blueprint. Back there, so we hit it. Floors. Smelting changes. I am about one level of frustration away from turning on flying mode. Advanced settings. It's not that. I'm putting a lot of effort into putting these stands in beside it so go up and down, and if I had flying mode turned on, it would just work. I may do it. I may just. Now we need to bring power over from there. Bring power up. That. And of course, we don't really need this to be what it is because we're not smelting on this floor. I really need a base floor put in. Yeah, let's build I'm going to build a blueprint for the ground level. So the difference with the ground level is it has to do for the ground level. Well, let's put a door in and no false floor inside. So we'll have doors available. Put conveyor holes. Did I do conveyor holes all over? Front and back. I should have conveyor holes all over. Actually, start off with holes and doors. Yeah, top level needs to be just empty. Okay. Same size, so we're going to leave the top stuff there. Holes go. Yeah. So as I build these buildings, right now I don't know what's going to be going on the bottom level. You know that there will be no false floor, no initial belt work because I don't have any belt work that all of my installations would have. You have the power in all four corners going to stay. I've been smart and would have started with this blueprint. power. I think most of this exterior is going to be walls. And the area I'm going to have here, what I'll do is I'll put the doors in here, assuming that these doors will be replaced by somewhere. Side door wall. There. Go there. So we have 2 doorways, which I will either keep as doors or change into holes. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We have power, bringing it at any corner, and then all corners will be 5. We have a base plate for above us. Have space down below for routing the cables. It'd be hard to walk around because we're not going to be in the false floor situation where we can just skate over our belts. Have it. Okay, so this is 4 by 32 meter high round floor. This with a door. Let's check and make sure this all lays out properly. I'm going to put this in foundations. Well, subcategory. I'll call this a routing floor. I've got this idea that sometimes you'll have floors that have no machines on them. Changes. Oh, I can put him in from... Actually, I should be able to put both of them up here. Smelting. Oh, that just clips into place nicely. I don't even need to be high for that. I think what I want to do is bring this guy in. So I want to come down, make a turn, and go up. Belt. New. Oh, that works nicely. But we need to be over 1. I'm going to take a break here pretty soon, have some food. So, keeping with my trying to keep everything neat thing, This is going to be a we'll have access from that side. This side is going to be routing the input around. There, dives into the underfloor. Nobody cares what happens in the underfloor. I am going to use a bore hole here to tight. This needs to be a 2. That brings that in slightly closer. I probably should put another floor hole in. Below the level of the subfloor. That. And that should clip in properly. And with the collars below and above, that looks pretty good. This is something I looked at before and decided that I was good with. So when you look up at the sandwich layers, you'll see the imprint of the mergers and splitters from above. You are going to provide power to him. We're going to receive power from him. And I can bring power up on any corner I want. He's waiting for. I am going to turn off the camera while this produces all of its output. Come up here, flow through here. The output should appear on the back here. Oh, that's a door. I'm just going to run those up so we can see the output appearing on them. Go. Pardon me really quick while I have some. I can turn off the editor, turn off the camera. Now I shall return briefly shortly. And we are back. So, something's not right. Jack, I cannot, for the life of me, get that ladder. So I did hit the pause button when I noticed that things weren't flowing properly. Got no output there. These guys are running though. And they've got ingots in them. Means I messed up on putting and merging. Looks like what I messed up was my conveyor lift Mark 1s feeding into the mergers need to be reset. We're going to dust that. Go okay. And we come here and we've saved this already, so we can load up copper smelting. And it's our output section that's I was fairly sure that the tops were okay, but they're Mark 3s. Right. So I think if you have a Mark 3 coming in the top, you have to have a Mark 3 coming in the bottom. Gotta demote these to Mark 1s. All of them. I need to make sure that the stuff on the bottom layer is also Mark 1s. Just for fun, though, because I am worried that this is wrong, I'm going to go ahead and lay down all of the lifters under the. Conveyor, Mark 1. That's not giving me a tick. Here it is. Now we're cooking. Mouse wheel is being a little etchy. Double check by having F down and over them, make sure these are all arc one. Sure I didn't leave any holes. Now I should be able to leave that collar where it is. Yeah. Deleted the top stuff before it was absolutely ready to go. And like it. Okay, need to route the belts inside again. All these guys get pulled down. Theory, I should be able to. Blueprints, copper smelting. Leave those 4 there until I've got the entire thing that I can finish the tidy up. Hold on. I should be, how many manual things to do? Is he not complaining about all the manual things he's not having to do? So this is 2. That belt's only 1. There's my arc. So we did have our throughput a little low. I noticed that earlier. We were limited by the fact that our inputs were the wrong size. Up. Let's bring him down. So for now, use the pseudo outputs. Damn it. Okay, so you have copper. You have copper. You do not have copper. Means these are not hooking up. There's nothing more I can do because I've already done this in the blueprint. It's all of these down guys, which means that I can't reliably have this coming down, feeding into a splitter. Which also means that when we later delete this, we're going to end up with various little bits and bobs left behind that I edited into place. What can I do about this? I really don't want to continue with a design where I have to get in and edit each floor I put into place. Even though, you know, this is like only place I'm going to drop this particular blue. Means that scheme, I could bring my smelters closer to each other. Bring this one over too and bring that. That would work. Okay. Clean that up. We are trying for that position. Hours playing sticks game. And you reversed. But we could actually bring it closer. I think this is our best bet for making the same. Dead center, or Okay. The holes are now coming down from right. Oh. It's him again, like. Who cares? Sure. Coming toward me. Okay, that's correct. And now side. Put sides splitters in here. What? Flows into splitter, that splitter, and these are definitely connected. Come down and get merged, split. I got it baked back together again. Okay. These are not as close as they could be, but they are close enough. Right. Oh, I need to clean up there first. I think I need to get rid of that top bit of the... Should be good to go. Okay. Pretend these are outputs for now. I didn't get a good jump. Or we'll just use a ladder. Check these. Look good. Yeah. Try again. Program. Program you for copper. Always check the undefined case, and there it is. Hey, it even fit inside the... Well, that makes me wonder. I might be able to... Well, no, I don't trust that lifts hook up properly. Here. So one of those outputs is going to be slightly under 60, and the other one will go slightly over 60. Power. Inputs. And bus connection input. Flowing. Why is that machine showing? Oh, he probably just doesn't have input. I ain't gonna bother with hours. Power. You'd think by now I'd understand my own infrastructure. He needs to be brought down somewhere reasonable. Should be over from that. Should be all right. Same thing here. Over by 2. You need to be routed up. Save blueprint to confirm. Edit. There's a hole. Gotta be a way to get this correct. You're the designer. Put him from the right place. That should get his directory set right. Save. Put it in the place. Can load it up from here. There we go. Yeah, red is never. Towers aren't tall enough. Probably what's happened is that I made the ground floor a little bit taller than I could handle it. I'm looking for constructing and not filling itself up. Means it's flowing out. So that's good. Now we can go up here and I can check that off. Check that off. We need 4 constructors making copper sheets and 4 constructors making wire and 1 constructor making cable. I could put all the ingots and sheets on one level. We'd end up with wire somewhere else. Or I could put the ingots and wires. No, not the ingots, I'm sorry. Sheets and wires. So I could do the sheets on one level, and then above that we could do wire and cables. That's the way I want to do this. So the next floor is going to be a design for copper sheets. Very similar to this. Oh, let's not start with this one. Load blueprint. You know what? Let's regenerate this regenerate this guy from the upper. Now for new designs, I need the subfloor not to be there. Having the doors is going to be convenient. So we can start from this one as our base design for the stuff. I'm going to put this in the right place first. So he is copper sheets. There he is. He's a constructor recipe. So his inputs are going to be from the back. The centers, so let's see here. I am going to leave these two guys as doors. The doors in the very far corners while we're working this. We need a air wall. There's our inputs. And we're only using one of those inputs, so I'm going to use that one. I'm going to come in here, and you're going to get split between 4 machines. I like the way that the smelters worked being on center line, so we're going to do that again. Constructor. Right. Etc. See if I can down. Yes, dead center on the panel, which means I can put these in easy enough. I like it when my holes match up nicely with spots I can find from the other side. Side. If I put the power in now, save me hassle later. Let's see. One over from this corner. I'm going to come over. I'm going to use a wall connector. Doing everything ceiling. Just do it ceiling. Where did you come from? Yeah, getting the power in early probably makes it easier on me. So let's see, put from there, right across all 4 of those. I think split from me. And I know these are on the halfway point, so I can just line it up. Not even thinking about it too hard. These are far enough away that they're going to be belts. Okay. You are making cover sheets. There you are. The 20 per minute each maximum. I really would be... These will run at 85%. I'm going to let them run at whatever speed they want. So this guy may be moving more than 60 per minute. Center. Just over 30. Are straight. Okay, so the input's set up. That will split the input and we'll run a little bit fast until our output is saturated. So we're going to run a little hot on the copper sheets. This may take up to 80. If I downclock them to 86%, that will limit the amount of stuff it does. 86%. I'm inclined to, when I downclock in these buildings now, to go a little bit higher than the computed downclocking. It will level out eventually. Unless I keep drawing from it, in which case we'll get extra copper sheets. Yeah, probably not an issue. The doors. And start putting in actual subfloor. Oh, yeah. So all of these need to get merged together. Pick an output. Knowing that we can move this later, a lot easier. And update my hotbar. Concrete versions of things at this point. Six, 7. I do not need to balance this. I'm going to come straight. Like that. That. That's all I need. Merges me. That way. That way. It's two together. How much output? Under 10 per minute. So even two of them together, we need to mark one belt, and three of them, 4 of them all together. Belts. There we go. Almost forgot. There we have it. There's output. It's on the back. Be able to go right up top. Copper sheets, so we save blueprint. Step back here a ways, like there, and say, I thought it was going to be there. Edit. Copper sheets. This is a construction recipe. There's my input. Power. I've done this correctly. Comes down here. Actually, I'm going to turn the output. Oh, haha. We have a problem in this underfloor. We'll just have to route this so that we can come up, get our sorting done. Means that we need to here, all the way to here. That allows us to pull this up and have our outputs handy, and any whirliness we need to do, which will go up. Mergers will go to our we have the outputs for here. Wire, cable, and sheets, right? I am going to put them center here. Cable and sheets are going to have to come in together. That. See. We're making a total of 34 sheets, tons of wire, and some cable. I'm going to use mergers to get a nice corner on these. In from these only needs to be marked one, but I'm not sure which one is which. That gets our outputs routed up to the floor. Should be check that. Okay, if one of them's a 1 and one is a 3, it still works. There must have been something else wrong with that blueprint. So what are we doing with this? This will be needs to go into a smart splitter, which will send the overflow elsewhere. It needs to go into a box with a quantum thingy on top. All three. And that's a lot. The thing is turned that way. Mark 2s, we can go to 120 without having to rebuild. And I would just need a standard here for how we are going to already merge out and the priority split out, merge stuff together, and I think that puts my part splitter on the left. Left output is overflow. Left output's going to go up, turned this way. I could put this inside flooring and holes and such. But a merger, I can just clip a merger at the top of this. Down and out this way. That's center. Special some sink. I'm going to put the awesome sink right there. So I hook up the left part of this first. I will verify that we get the overflow. That should be works. Now, I probably could have worked out how to bury all of this belt work here. It might be better just simply to say that the ground floor, the job of the ground floor is routing all of that stuff. So in as much as we see machines up there at this level, having all of these splitters like this is kind of although I would like to put oh, that's fine. If the far one had to be any closer to that wall, I would use floor here and put the holes in to compress these upwards. But this out right flush. So we have our copper sheets are being supplied again. So for instance, if I went shift click there, hold it here. Notice this is going up again. And now I can dump sheets in here. Take back one stack. Up. And this will feed at 30 per minute upward. Of course, we're currently getting 80 per minute. No. How much are we getting? Getting like 40. According to my checklist up there, which I can look at now, 34, so under 40 sheets per minute. So we're still producing sheets faster than we can upload them currently. We unlock the 60 per minute. Wait, did I unlock 60? I might have unlocked 60 per minute. Yep, 30 per minute. I haven't unlocked 60 yet. But this is done. Next floor. I could leave these marker floors in until the whole building is done. Even then, I may go ahead and leave them in. Oh, blueprint. 5-4. The next one we do is wire and cable. So similar layout. Oh, almost the same layout as copper sheets. Let's load that and start with there. I'm going to rename this to copper X cable. So if I just change what these guys do, can I sneak in machine, taking half my cable, merge these two together, and take this output, these two outputs. See. Where do things line up here? First of all, this needs to move over there. So I take the other input. We only need to be a Mark 1. Out the other side, that's where we were outputting before. This time our input needs to go out, our output needs to come out there. It's to look like that. So if I take these two on the left, feed them into a constructor coming in from the left. Yeah. So these two merge together and go out that output. I need to do math. So the cable is going to require 30 per minute. Oh, excuse me, 60 per minute. So if this is higher, run it at 100%. That worked. So these two together are now 60. Need to be able to vector here. We need to adjust where he is so that his output can come down. That might actually be okay. Set it on the line. So fire, we're producing more than 60. Need to be marked 2. Input exactly 60. You need to be a 1. That's that combination that I was having trouble getting working, wasn't it? Archer in there, facing it out to the left. That. And that. Same thing over here. That one. Wait, this is where I'm coming. 2 because he's bringing down cable. He just needs to be. That works. That works sometimes not. Okay, so these go to the outside, around the outside to their on the outside, interrupted by instructor, and to its output. Good. I think we got it. Let's see if it works. Is 4 air plus cable copper fit. Save the plant. Checking the. It's the inside. And you only need 51 copper. Oh, I didn't set these guys. Okay. You are wire at full speed. Which means if we've got 2 at full speed, for 5.714 2, so I need 142 2 71.428. That'd be 21, that'd be 30, 60, 81, 43, 80, 102.8 something. That's correct. Quickwire is on. Down to the take a look at what's going on. It should just be working, but I can't see it from down here. I hear noises. And they're all green. They're running. They're not choking on their own outputs. So he needs power and programming. So for program power, side, so we're here. I like the fact that I can put a hologram down below of workout or making cable. Try again. Save. Hey, let's see if that clipped in. Oh, we'll never know. It's full. It's here. So, yeah, that doesn't clip in at the top. Two. Okay, so maybe it did clip in. I can't tell because I've got no. An input, sending input, and it is going up. See machines moving. Oh, it is sending output. I wonder if I just didn't wait long enough. Got both outputs active. not running. Oh, right. He's not running at full speed because we're splitting less than 4 machines worth across all 4 of these. So these machines are getting a little bit shorted for now. These machines should be building. He's running at 85% of what he should be running at. Lower. Hold on. This floor is supposed to be getting almost 60 copper ingots. So the copper sheets should be getting 60, and we should be getting 60 till up. Some reason why we wouldn't be. He's only getting half the copper he needs. He needs, oh, I bet you there's a Mark 1 somewhere in my input. Mark 2. Now where did? Yeah, betcha. Yep. There we go. You were running your input at half speed. Now you're not. Should be running Mark 2s all the way around to here. See if this shows a yep, I got here just in time to see the vertical stripes start to carry more. See how that about doubled? He's actually a Mark II belt. Better. Start from the guys should be saturating now. I'm not sure what the trailing time is on these. I'm looking at this and it's going up, and we are not draining our copper as fast as it's coming in. The first 2 machines should do. These 2 machines will be not quite 100%. And this guy should now be closer to 100%. Yeah, that's just triggering right after the other. Good up top. copper sheets. We're running saturated earlier because it wasn't sharing the copper with it. So this should just be sitting here at 100%. And thinking is this number shouldn't be going down much. Maybe a little on that. So we should now be this. This is the tube belt. Tier level. Let's verify we're able. Fire copper sheets. Yep. Should probably have a dump container stuff in. That will allow me to dump some stuff in here that I don't need to carry. Not bother keeping any of those. The other question is, do I want to take out these? I think, yeah, let's do it. I'm probably going to regret it. So I'm going to now prune off the optional parts of the build. Those. Bringing my power up from below. Sending back. Connection. Sending them up. I'm going to want to make sure as I start doing these buildings that this blue line doesn't go above the gray line. I am adding stuff. I could remove other sub-factories as I go. For instance, there's the reinforced iron plate factory over there. You're done. Well, I could forego stitched iron plate here, knowing that I have a factory up here producing it. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the reinforced iron plate factory up here as it is. So with copper in place, the next thing is steel, which is a big build, and the old elevator valley, which is going to be massive. So I think this is time to end the recording. I'm going to revise the plan based on keeping this build as it is. Pretty sure that these are minor twos. So this is producing a lot of reinforced iron plate. And that's good. So all I need to do here is set this up to be priority splitter, smart splitter. So primer outputs to the right, overflows to the oops, no, other way around. Any to the overflow to the right. Let me make a note of this. Please.org. There's the whole plan there. On. The base 1A is really where this is. Ten more coupons. Let's run those back to base. I am happy with what happens in phase 1 now. We've got our copper built over there. We have concrete. We have our forced iron plates. So the next step is to do steel and then iron area. I need to put the rest of my tickets in there. So we start running out of power. I cannot remove this area here until I have some other source of iron. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to steel when we start there, make sure that everything is all up on sure everything's all topped up. We'll try to get the steel finished up as quickly as possible. That area down there is where we're doing all of our new iron, so we can this small base here which trickles stuff in. This copper base is not needed anymore at all. So what I'm going to do off. We're going to let everything trickle through. And what I want to do is take all the stuff from all three of these and sink it. Merger, out toward me. I think that merge is convenient. So basically everything here will finish and will flush, and all of the products will go in here, and we'll end up with this whole area up here being something I can just tear down as things empty. I believe we can do the same thing down there. Although I think in this case I'm just going to dust it. We'll keep the box here. It's got like a whole lot of in it. That's ready to be used for something else. Where? This whole area is going to have to be turned off. His whole reason for existence, making these guys, and we're not doing that anymore. I mean, it's there, but we're ready to start thinking about this. We're going to turn him off. We will let this drain until it's idle. Hard to tell when this one's idle though, because it doesn't send down output. really want to go up to the top. These guys are moving. So 3 by 2.7.5 per minute. About every 10 seconds we're getting one, or every 30 seconds we're getting. So I'm going to log out here. We are going to let this drain this guy, and I will finish my planning for the next phase. We'll start again later. See you in the next recording.